Shalom, shalom. I want to give all praises to the one true power, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakakwadash. Yahweh is the Most High God, and Yahweh Shai is who the world innately calls Jesus the Christ. The Rakakwadash is the Holy Spirit in the Paleo Hebrew. In double honors to the elders of Great Millstone who rule well through the Spirit, teaching His word and believing His word, Lord willing, that they endure and be sincere. And a mighty shalom to the hopeful elect that are scattered four corners of the earth, teaching His word and believing His word in the same Spirit, Lord willing, that they can endure and be sincere. And shalom to the Akwatiyam that are believers of the faith. Lord willing, you can continue to pursue your lot, which is being a loving and silent and virtuous wife. And Lord willing, the most to have mercy on the other brothers and sisters that's not in the faith. I was listening to lessons after lessons, and it was just a random, because what my mind was at is like whatever I was thinking, they were bringing out these same things. So the last lesson, I was listening to the elder in Texas. He was going into, of course, the MOTB, going into the United Nations, going into WHO, the World Health Organization, going into Russia, going into America being destroyed. And I'm like, that's something that we gotta be thinking of. I'm living in America, and this is what drives me to serve the Lord more, because I don't want to be a 2/3 that get consumed in this place. Instead of saying, hey, family, let's go to Africa, let's go here. Who's to say that I'm going to be saved over there? Who's to say that the Lord not going to judge me over there either? So by faith, I'm 10 toes down in this thing, but I want to increase in this faith, So what I have on the screen is to show the distance from Russia and the United States is 5,276 miles. That's how far they is from each other. Right? So I was doing a lot of searching when I was at work just for this, just for me telling you, right? When you look up how far can Russia ICBM missiles, right? The intercontinental ballistic missiles, because these missiles will be able to fly from continent to continent, right? So it says Russia's longest range intercontinental ballistic missile, ICBM, is the R-36, also known as the SS-18 Satan by NATO, which can reach targets up to 60,000 kilometers, 10,000 miles away. Other Russian missiles include the RS-28 Sarmat, a 3-stage liquid-fueled missile with a range of 8,000 kilometers, right? It can carry a variety of warheads, including a Vanguard hypersonic glide vehicles. Shtel Topol, these missiles have a maximum range of 11,000 kilometers each. The ICBM missiles are designed to deliver nuclear weapons, but can also be used to deliver chemical, biological, or conventional weapons. Most modern ICBMs can carry multiple warheads, each of which can strike a different target, right? And that just brings forth, I believe it is Revelations 12. If it's not 12, I think it's 9. Where is it? It might actually be 9. So like you, family. $200 Okay, here we go. It says Revelations 19 verse 16. I'll start at 14. It says, saying to the sixth angel which had the trumpet, loose the four angels which are bound in the great river Euphrates. And the four angels were loose, which were prepared for an hour, and a day, and a month, and a year, for to slay the third part of men, which is, going into Esau, right? And the number of the army of the horsemen were 200,000, and I heard the number of them. And NLT you see is 200 million, right? And this is not talking about a literal man troop, right? This is talking about missiles, right? Because when we go further in Revelations, you find out America's going to be destroyed in 1 hour, with just men swiping through here. How is America going to be destroyed? Or how is Babylon going to be destroyed? How is Babylon going to be a lake of fire if, the enemy is going to be standing in America? No, this is talking about the new technology that Esau hold, right? They're going to try to get things done and quick. Now, a face-to-face, gunshot, yeah, that's different. But you got to know the people that have that button to press nukes, they don't really have a real conscience, because if they did, they would have never made those things. But, it's really Yahweh Shemal Shai. Isaiah 54:16, the Lord created the smith, which is the scientist. Really back then, it would be, the smith forger that's forging metal. And the waster is the missiles, But what we just read, 2 million, right? It just said over here that ICBMs can carry multiple warheads, each of which can strike a different target. And guess what? It's going to be millions, 200 million missiles, 200 ICBM. Like, they're going to shoot everything. They're going to let everything loose, but it's going to all be Yahweh Shem Yahushai. You could do more research on it too. I just got to get a precept, and, Sakari and whoever, or Genesis, I was about to say G Unit, they over here using Ezekiel 38 like this is happening after, like this is during our kingdom. No, this is what's going to usher it in, because Russia is going to be really the face of pushing that button. But you got to know all the other nations that's polluted off of America, in the fornication, building establishments, money and wealth off of America. They're allies in the nations. It's really nations that's allies with them. They're going to turn on them, and they're going to be pressing nukes towards America too. Jeremiah 51:7. But this is Ezekiel 38:10 in the KJV. It says, thus saith the Lord Yahweh power, it shall also come to pass that at the same time shall things come into thy mind, and thou shalt think an evil thought, right? Because it's going to be the Lord that's going to put an evil thought on Gog, or Magog, if you want to say, right? Which is really Russia on this side, right? I think I had another precept, but this is another thing I looked up going into the ballistic missiles. A ballistic missile launched from Russia can reach the U.S. East Coast in about 26 minutes and 40 seconds. This is because ballistic missile technology hasn't changed since the 1950s, when Herb York, a former Pentagon scientist, and that goes into that Smith, nuclear physicist, Salaki if I'm pronouncing it incorrectly, first analyzed the time it would take for a missile to reach the U.S., right? And the speed ICBMs can travel at around 15,000 miles per hour during the mid-course phase, right? You got to know these missiles is going to be moving at a fast pace, right? You got down here where it says, the New START treaty limits the number of Russia's intercontinental range nuclear weapons that are deployed. A nuclear explosion can occur with or without warning and can cause death, injury, and damage to structures several miles away. Right? They got another one. I think it's Korea. They got a missile that can get to America in 25 minutes. Let's see. See? Yes, North Korea has a missile that can reach the mainland United States. The Hwasong 18, which is their only known solid fuel intercontinental ballistic missile. The the United States, also has a ICBMs in its nuclear arsenal, with the Minuteman III having the longest range of any operational U.S. missile at 13 kilometers. ICBMs have ranges between 6,000 to 93 miles, making them a critical weapon that can reach almost any target in the world. And we've seen Russia is only 5,200 miles away. America got like about 51 to 5,200, nukes. And Russia got probably 200 more than them, 54 or 5,300, Right? Let me get that. Jeremiah 51:7. Right? The nations is going to get mad. And it's going to be like after these nations get pushed to be under one world system. America is always the face of Esau's rulership or their power. Right? So this is Jeremiah 51:7. It says, Babylon have been a golden cup in the Lord Yahweh's hand that made all the earth drunken, right? Drunken off of the philosophy, the ideology, right? The movement, the mindset, right? The religion, right? The system, right? It says, the nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad, right? The nations are mad. Literally, the nations are polluted, following America's thought, America's movement, however that may be, And every day we see it. Our children polluted, the elders, right? When you go to Deuteronomy 28, 50 or 51, they're not regarding the person of old or young. That's why when these nukes drop, the spirit that Esau gonna have, you got people that's not even in government positions, and they're gonna drop nukes on her. But that's all the Lord. That's none of them. We just seen in Ezekiel 38:10, Russia is gonna have an evil thought put onto their mind, and they gonna push that button with no remorse. So we gonna end it with this video right here. It's 4 minutes.
What would happen if there was a full-scale nuclear war between Russia and the United States? Based on non-classified data, the aftermath might go something like this. When one side launches nuclear missiles, the other side detects them and fires back before impact. U.S. submarine-launched ballistic missiles from west of Norway start striking Russia after about 10 minutes. And Russian ones from north of Canada start hitting the U.S. a few minutes later. The very first strikes are high-altitude EMP attacks, frying electronics and power grids by creating an electromagnetic pulse of tens of thousands of volts per meter. The next strikes target command and control, as well as nuclear launch facilities. Land-based intercontinental ballistic missiles take about half an hour to arrive. Major cities are targeted, both because they contain military facilities and to stymie the enemy's post-war recovery. Some cruise missiles take hours to reach their target. Each impact creates a fireball about as hot as the core of the sun, followed by a radioactive mushroom cloud. These intense explosions vaporize people nearby and cause fires and blindness further away. The fireball expansion then causes a blast wave that damages buildings, crushing nearby ones. The United Kingdom and France have nuclear capabilities and are obliged by NATO's Article 5 to defend the US. So Russia hits them too. Firestorms engulf many cities, where storm-level winds fan the flames, igniting anything that can burn, melting glass and some metals, and turning asphalt into flammable hot liquid. But the explosions, the electromagnetic pulse, and the radioactivity aren't the worst part. Nuclear winter is, caused by the black carbon smoke from the nuclear firestorms. The Hiroshima atomic bomb caused such a firestorm, but today's hydrogen bombs are much more powerful. A large city like Moscow, with almost 50 times more people, can create much more smoke. And a firestorm sends plumes of black smoke up into the stratosphere, far above any rain clouds that would otherwise wash out the smoke. This black smoke gets heated by sunlight, lofting it like a hot air balloon for up to a decade. High-altitude jet streams are so fast that it takes only a few days for the smoke to spread across much of the northern hemisphere. In the meantime, Earth gets freezing cold, even during the summer. With farmland.
I'm gonna stop the video right there. See this person comment where they says, no winners in a nuclear war. Wise words, but that would be wrong, because really Yahweh Hashem Yahushai has won. You know, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai is the one that is ordering things behind the scene. And I'm going to get that verse and we'll close out. Isaiah 54 verse 16. You know, you got to put the fear of the Lord upon yourself to get your affairs in order. When you get the etymology or coordinates of the word preparation, it goes into the act of preparing. Salaki, wrong chapter. Isaiah 54:16. It says, behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals and the fire. Now a smith is somebody that molds metal, right? Of course, that's a man. And on this side, those are scientists like Einstein. He helped, Oppenheimer, I forgot his name, right? Who created the first nukes, right? But the Germans were the best engineers, and, they had scientists that made these nukes, because you got to mix things around in the same elements that they're using, but it's man-made. When Sodom and Gomorrah was destroyed, it was destroyed with fire and brimstone, right? And these nukes is going to bring forth fire and brimstone, right? And it's all the Lord, because the Lord created the smith. He put the mind in them, because he created these scientists, right? It says, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals and the fire, and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work. And I have created the waster to destroy. It was the Lord that put that blueprint within these damn devils to make these, man. But it was all the Lord working through the left-hand side, Ephesians 12. We don't wrestle between blood and flesh. We're wrestling against, principalities in high places that's all around you, especially the higher ups, So Lord willing, this is edifying, it's going to get real. And it's not just going to only be Russia and America in this. America's allies, when we read in Jeremiah 51:7, they're going to get mad at America. Right now, allies is with them. And when you hear certain things, I should have got that. I was trying to find the clip, but I couldn't find it, where Donald Trump says, We don't need allies. And he wants to cut ties with NATO. And uh, Trump wants to go and try to remove certain connections of foreign allies and foreign governments so that America can be going back to being independent. And guess what? That's all the Lord, right? And even Kamaimai, whatever she do is ushering Yahweh Shem Yahushai. They're both puppets, not puppets, right? So either one would be good, but even more, it sounds beautiful if Donald Trump become president, because if he's saying he'll cut ties with NATO, that's going to usher those things in, because America is symbolic to many captivities Israel was in, and even symbolic to where, righteous men or family members was in, like Sodom and Gomorrah. America is spiritual Sodom. America is spiritual Egypt. They're even spiritual Syria when we go into certain chapters in the scriptures, right? When you see Isaiah speaking of Babylon in Isaiah 13:14 in multiple chapters, he's really prophesying about great Babylon, because ancient Babylon didn't get destroyed by fire. It's not desolate because it's people keeping shop over there. Some people have a small mind and can't see it. The Bible is not going to say America, right? Because this is a mystery, and the Lord only wrote it a certain way for the elect. And the Lord is going to send a Rakak Wadash for you to be able to line it up, because it makes no sense for you to see the old Babylon when it's still moving, and America is that high mountain on this side, So Lord willing, this is edifying. Salaki, I didn't get more, but I just wanted to stick with the missile part of, the destruction of this place, so you can prepare yourself, I'm going to show you the verse, Ephesians 6:15, where it says, and your feet shod with the preparation of the gospel of peace. Now, really talking to the elect on this word.
Strong's G 2091, Hetoi
Masia, which goes into the act of preparing. So for the elect, they're preparing. They're getting, the Lord is establishing them to be prepared for this to come. And we have to spiritually, mentally, set apart and get out of this place, so that when Yahushua come and when all hell break loose, we're spiritually and mentally prepared to physically get out of here. And we want to get out of here by a strange salvation, which even it was strange with Moses and the children of Israel getting out of here by the split Red Sea, where some incomplete say Israel is getting out of America the same way Israel escaped from Egypt by the sea. You're bugging. You know how far that walk is? Not taken away from the power of the Lord, but you know how that's a far walk. The Lord is going to do something even better. Ecclesiastes 7, the 7th chapter, it is a verse. I don't know if it's the 10th verse, but it says, better is the end of a thing than the beginning thereof. So this ending is going to be the best ending of any movie story you have ever seen. So again, Lord willing, this is edifying, and it motivates you to get your ass ready. None of us can fuck with Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. You're not overpowering him. You're not going to outsmart him. And anything that you do, say if you do leave here, you get on a plane and you move somewhere, that is all Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai doing that to you. And say if you meet your maker on that side and you die over there, that's all the Lord. None of us can do anything without the Lord giving the say-so from the heavens, man. So with that, Shalom, shalom. All praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashim, Yahushai, Ba'ashim Rakakwadash, double honors to the apostles and the elders who rule well and teach well through the Spirit, but when they continue to endure and be sincere. And a mighty shalom to the hopeful elect that are scattered four corners of the earth, teaching His word and believing His word in the same Spirit, that they endure and be sincere. With that, shalom, shalom.